like a rockabilly kind of thing.
I feel like that sounds offensive.
Rockabilly? No, that's like a whole genre. Think Jim Kaloje.
I guess he's cool.
He is pretty cool. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dylan Talks Tone. Welcome to our Thursday night Q&A live stream where we answer your questions about guitar stuff. This is an ad-free live stream. We don't turn ads on until after the live stream is over. So if you want to support the channel, there's a couple things you can do. You can watch it. You can share it. You can like. You can subscribe. You can comment. You can ask questions. Those are all free. The other thing you can do is you can use a super chat to support what we do here. And you can also go in the description of the video, and there's a bunch of links down there. And that's a bunch of companies that support the channel through affiliate links and various things like that. And if you want to do some shopping for guitar stuff, for, like Sweetwater, StewMac, if you need a satellite dish for your house, there's Elonernet down there. We've got some fountain pen stuff. We've got some camera stuff. We're going to talk about cameras tonight in the off-topic hour. So just go check that stuff out. And of course, DylanTalksTone.com. You can go buy pickups at DylanTalksTone.com. And we just added to the website this morning, we have two leather wrapped flasks left. Mm-hmm. They were very limited in number because I could only get a few of them. And we have then moved to these powder-coated and laser engraved ones. And so these are now on the website. And if you want, in fact, Chris Hendricks did this last week. If you want, maybe I'm not supposed to say if his wife's watching. But you can, for an additional nominal fee, get it customized with your name below the logo, which is pretty stinking cool. So we have that stuff. We have some Zippo lighters actually on the website now, which is pretty neato. And yeah, some other stuff. So yeah, personalizable. You can put your name on there and whatever. You can have basically your favorite Dylan Talks Tone logo and then your name next to it because you talk tone too. So there you go. That's what I got. And we don't really have a subject this week because we just have some questions and I just figured I would leave it open. So if you want to ask a guitar-related question, you are welcome to do so in the chat. Leslie will try to pick them out of there, and you can ask as many questions as you want because we probably will have time tonight. And then when it gets to about 9 o'clock, we're going to switch to off-topic hour where you can ask a bunch of off-topic questions. Also, if you are a Patreon member or a YouTube member, I make a post early on Thursdays so you can ask your question early and make sure that it's featured on the screen like right now.
Like right now?
Like right now.
All right. Charles, what makes you decide which section this goes in? Just randomly?
Just randomly.
Charles says, good evening, Leslie and Dylan. Thank you for sharing your evening with us.
Thanks, Charles.
Love it. I don't know if he's here yet. I haven't seen him. I don't know. He's kind of quiet. Rob. Hello, Leslie and Dylan. I can't think of a question tonight. I wish everyone in the DTT community a wonderful holiday with lots of guitar playing and other fun stuff.
I have been playing guitar.
It's a very nice sentiment, though.
Yes. Just guitar and other fun stuff. And thank you for that. Because, there might be... There's always varying degrees of involvement with various holidays, depending on where you came from and what holiday you may or may not celebrate, starting at the beginning of December and going all the way through, right? There's like a whole bunch of them. So just play some guitar and do some fun stuff. Mm-hmm. So thank you for that.
You have been playing guitar. Was there more to come with that?
No, I've been really trying to take more time. Well, I got a new one and it's re-inspired me. And what I think I found is when I get a new guitar, it re-inspires me to I found this thing that I like. Let me go see if that other guitar that I have can do that too or whatever. So it kind of renews, switches around what guitars I leave out to play and that kind of stuff. Super fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that was it.
It was?
There were only 2. You put the other ones below off topic. So
Did I? Uh-oh.
did you forget some?
I must have got distracted. Hang on.
Yeah, I only see 2.
There's more.
Well, you only gave me 2.
Whoops. Okay, Tom F.
So maybe you won't be featured on the screen because he forgot.
Unless I just go like this. Tom F. wants to know, is there a way to measure the pot's resistance while in the guitar with pickups attached to them, or do they have to be isolated? If you measure the pot from ground to one of the legs, it should give you just the resistance of the pot. Will it though?
Long pause.
It should. Yeah, it should. I might have that wrong though. If Ivan's in the comments, he'll correct me on that, because I know he knows that stuff. That was the only other one.
You may or may not have been paying attention, and I don't know what you think you saw then.
I guess not. Yeah, no, it was pretty slow today. I think people are, busy and stuff. So,
All right.
So you can ask as many questions in the comments as you want in the chat.
You can answer the questions. That's what he said.
Play this backwards.
Yeah. Bradley Thompson said we need a pickup maker to make better pickups for the PRS SE NF3.
I have not played one of those. So, my answer to that would be, for me personally, is I've not played one of those. So I don't know what I would change or what is necessarily bad about them. And I don't know if what we are good at is a thing that would make those pickups better, right? So when I think about different pickup brands and what they're good at, I can pick, various things. It's just like anything else, right? And so, our whole thing about clarity and note definition under any gain structure, that's kind of our bread and butter. But I have not played that guitar, so I don't know what problem I would be solving if there is a problem. You know what I mean? And I also, and this is not to speak against you, but I also don't know if there actually is a problem. So what I would need to do is have the real one, the core one, and the SE side by side, see what PRS intended for it. If the SE falls short of that in some way, or if it's just something that's being made up on the internet, because that happens a lot, and really analyze that and then decide. So that's what it would be a very long process, and I would love to do it, but I don't have the resources, obviously, because I don't have those guitars. So, but that would be an interesting thing to do, but it would also be a very narrow market. And it would be a lot of R&D and work for any guitar pickup builder to do that work for a very limited model. So, and the reason I mention that is because there's only a couple of models that those pickups would fit in. They're all PRSs. PRS folks, as a rule, they're not like switch-o, change-o people. They buy the guitar, and then they just play it, typically. I can look over the last 11 years of us doing this, and I can probably count on two hands. No, maybe not. Regular humbuckers, people will change out quite a bit. The 8515 SE pickups are garbage. But there's a bunch of stuff that PRS makes that's really good, and so a lot of people just won't change that stuff out. And the PRS mentality is not the same, in my experience, from the customer standpoint, as Fender guys and Fender copy guys and Gibson copy guys and all those guys. They are always modding and doing stuff, which is what we love. PRS people don't do that quite as much.
Cool.
Yeah.
Tim Ziegler said, Thank you, Dylan, for sharing the jumper on the HSS and 500K pots. My guitar went from good to amazing.
Oh, awesome. So he must have paused it and got the wiring diagram off the...
Maybe.
No, that's great.
Scrolled on me. Sorry about that.
No, that's cool, man. I dig it.
Jose Daniel Zamora P. Can you do an engraved Telecaster bridge for the modern 6 saddle ones? How much extra does it cost, I guess, compared to the one on the website?
Yeah, I can. Send me a message on the website, or you have my email. Send me a picture of the bridge that you have in the email, and then I will get you a price on it. And tell me what design you want and all that. And yeah, we can do it. I would just have to, it would just take me a minute because I haven't done that one yet. So we would have to just set it up and do it. No big deal. And buy the bridge and, you know, that kind of deal. So the price actually is going to more depend on how much the bridge costs, like the delta between that and the 3 saddle one. Because we buy those 3 saddle ones custom. I actually buy the trays and the saddles all separately so that you can have the compensated saddles and stuff. So I don't know on the 6 saddle ones what the actual cost of the bridge to me is, but we can work all that out. And if the price is agreeable to you, then we can do it for you.
So Vanchant Guitars says, sorry, I missed the question, but I rewound back. You need to isolate the pickup. Otherwise, the resistance of the pickup can get added to the whole thing.
Okay. That's so if it's,
thank you, Ivan.
Thank you. And so here was going to be was my confusion to that. If your pickup goes to the switch first, then you can isolate it with the switch. If it goes to the pot first, then you can't. You have to unhook it. Like put the switch in between, and that'll isolate it, and then you'll be able to do it. But you can't do that if it goes straight to the switch. So like on a Les Paul, you could do it, but not on a Strat. Or on a Strat, you could do it, but not on a Les Paul.
Are you
backwards.
Going for the backwards day
yeah,
thing?
Yeah, it's a backwards day. I'm saying everything backwards.
Not advisable. Giovanni Carvalho, I don't know. Should I take input on people telling me Tonewood matters when choosing a guitar with a certain pickup?
Nope, not at all. Here's what I would do if I was you. Yeah, don't worry about, oh, this is a dark pickup and that's a dark. Here's the thing. Your hands and how you hold the guitar are going to have a more impact on that than, like, if you use the pads of your fingers or the tips of your fingers, has more impact on that than the actual wood does. So here's what I'll tell you. This is my take on it. I'm not saying that it doesn't matter at all, because I don't like to play a guitar that feels like a concrete block, right? We want to be able to feel it. You like to have some input from the guitar. You know, you like to feel the vibration and that kind of stuff. I was waiting for a song lyric, but okay.
I wasn't listening.
I said feel the vibration, so I figured you were going to go marky mark on me. Anyways, so play the guitar that makes you want to play it. And if that's a guitar that's a little heavier, that has a bunch of sustain, that feels really good when you play the music you want to play, then buy that wood, like guitar made out of that wood, buy that guitar. If you like that really super bouncy, resonant feeling of, and resonant's the wrong word, I hate that word, but that's what people say though. So that whole kind of vibraty feeling where you can feel the vibration of the guitar in your body when you play it. And if you like that, then buy that. Then tune the sound of the guitar with pickups. And if you have somebody giving you crap about that, text me on the website and I'll tell you what pickups to put in the guitar that you have, and you will love them no matter what your guitar is made out of, because I will make sure that happens.
Well then.
I mean, it's about cutting through the crap and getting the actual result you want.
Robbie F. Which of your I need to stop letting that scroll, but also now I got interrupted. So also appropriate. Super chat from Sarge978. Thank you for the super chat. It's been a while.
Yeah.
He says, hello from the abyss. JJ's recently replaced the Murphys with Deftones as his new favorite band. With this, I, of course, was duty bound to purchase a Stephen Carpenter 7-string baritone, ESP SC607.
Nice. Good to see you, Sarge. Lean over really quick, hon. Out of the way.
Which way is out of the way?
No,
I don't know.
can we just turn?
Can you see him?
He's right.
Oh, yeah, he's chilling.
He's right there.
Whoops.
Yep.
That way. Chilling.
He's doing really good. He's actually eating regularly now and up and around and chilling out and hanging out. He's doing good. By the way, Sarge, just so you know.
Hope that means you're doing well, too.
Yeah, for sure. And nice to have you back in the comments section. Okay. We lost somebody's comment from before. We were talking to somebody about something. I don't remember what it was now.
Wow. You have all the words today.
All of them.
It was Robbie F.
Oh, yeah.
Which of your humbuckers would you put in a bright pink hum strat? How would you wire the 3 pots? Thanks.
Hum 3 pots.
What does the color matter?
Would do volume, tone. That would be my preference. And then I would do, it depends on the pink. Because, you know, if it's a really dark pink or I would do something either contrasting, would do something fun. But I have a pink sparkle that's really cool that we'd put in there. And then I would put Super 8s in it. That's what I would put in it. That's what I have in my Hello Kitty guitar, and I love it.
Cabayath, what is your preferred single hum set that you make for a vintage trim?
I would put if you want a vintage toned guitar, I would put a Classic 5 with 2 DAFs. If you wanted something a little edgier, that's kind of more rock and roll, then I would put 2 Super 8s and a Hot 5.
Jose Daniel Zamora P said full pimp paisley is the design, and it's a regular player bridge. But then he said he's got to save first because he's ordering other pickups, but he'll definitely let you know when he has everything ready.
Awesome.
Full pimp paisley. I don't know what that looks like.
I think it means he wants the entire thing with the control plate and all the other stuff.
Cool.
Which is cool. I'm super stoked. So in the video on Monday, when I was showing you all that laser stuff, did you see how I had to like flip it around because I couldn't get the laser working area is too small. So I ordered a new lens for my laser that will give me a wider angle, and I will be able to do a whole Telecaster control plate in one shot, which means that I'll be able to do paisley. I couldn't really do that pattern because we're doing the patterns we're doing right now because of limitations of my laser. So it'll open me up to some more patterns, which will be cool.
Super chat from Sarge978. Thanks again, Sarge. He said it shipped from New York City on Friday and still sitting there. The anticipation is killing me. Should be an interesting play with my small hands, but can't wait.
Dude, shipping is nuts right now.
It is.
We've got a bunch of stuff on order coming to us, but we also have, of course, we have tons of stuff going out. Canada is off of strike.
Oh, okay.
But they are behind. So, like I shipped a Canada order today with UPS because, and it cost me twice as much. But it was like, the guy was like, man, I'm getting this for my daughter and I'm putting it in her SG and I'd really like it here for Christmas. And I'm like, first of all, he ordered it on Monday. And I'm like, first of all, I don't know if I can even get it out of here. Second of all, the Canada strike thing.
And there's no guarantee with everything. I mean,
who knows?
I feel like everything I've ordered, I thought it was lost.
But UPS said 2 days.
All right.
So that's why I was like, well, let me try to get it out. And I am going to try to work a little bit extra tomorrow and Saturday for a couple other orders that so
You'd like to get out?
Yeah, just so we
Yeah.
can try to do what we can for people. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I can only do what I can do, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
I mean, even Amazon's not doing stuff on time right now.
Also, his comment makes me laugh because I feel like you watch all of these knife people and everybody's like, I have exceptionally large hands. And he's like, I have small hands. And that's okay.
It's slightly larger than average.
Whatever. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. I mean, even other people, he says it every show.
Yep.
But there's other people and they're like, because my hands are pretty large. I'm like, who cares? I don't need to know how big your hand is.
Well, I think it's
But next time I see him, we're going to get a picture. I want to see his hand next to my hand.
Oh.
And be like,
David Anderson?
Let's see these exceptionally large hands.
That's funny. Oh, him.
No.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got it.
I've never seen him. How am I going to see him next time?
I get it. I'm sitting here I have average.
I don't even know what that means.
I wear a medium glove. I think when the people say I wear a medium glove or a large glove, that helps. Because then you're like, okay, this grip is going to...
I don't know.
But then your fingers could be long.
I mean, I bet our hands are the same size, but we don't function things the same. Like...
Our hands are actually very similar in size.
Well,
but there's no...
close to the same height, and it doesn't make sense.
But there's no way that we would wear the same gloves. And we would not... And we don't shoot the same size. Well, we preferred don't shoot the same size pistol. We don't use the same size knives. We don't use the same diameter pens.
True.
I use much thicker pen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even though physically...
So it has nothing to do with size.
That's true. Size doesn't matter.
Duh.
Moving on.
All right. Where was I? How did we go down that rabbit hole?
Oh, no.
Steve Rezer says, I did a review on the bottle opener. That is really cool. Thank you.
Oh, awesome. That's the one with the name on it.
Mm-hmm. We talked about it last week.
Mm-hmm.
Sarge978 said he saw him on the thumbnail the other day. So I guess he knew he was doing well.
Oh, yeah. I took him out and put him on my guitar.
Oh, that was a great picture. I don't know if I told you that.
Oh, thanks.
I like that a lot. Aaron Higgs says, are you native? I love that shirt. I'm Seminole.
Thank you. I am. And yeah, I like this shirt too.
Giovanni Carvalho, tell me if that's a Y or a L. Is it a double L like for real, or is it a Y? What is it? And if it was regular Italian, would it make a Y sound or a L sound?
Y.
It would. So it's probably Giovanni Carvalho. What pickup would you want? Okay, let me start over. What pickup would you put on a 25.6 inch 7-string Solar? I find the stock pickups extremely muddy.
Man, I don't know. I have a really hard time with 7-string stuff because I don't make it. I don't know it. And I don't know that kind of music very well. And the reason I don't make it is because there's a bunch of different string spacings and stuff. And I don't have access to all of the different bobbin sizes and stuff that we would need to make that. It's actually more complicated than you would think to just take, a wind that we have and put it onto a 7-string bobbin. It doesn't work like that. And so it's something that people have asked me about, and I just have decided that I'm not going to do it. That being said, I'm not familiar enough with those guitars, like I said, to give you a recommendation on another brand. I don't know.
Super chat from Van Shank Guitars. Thank you for the super chat, Ivan. He said, we're setting up the Yule tree ad free.
Nice. Thanks, Ivan.
Speaking of celebrating
So
various
that means he has
things.
us on in his house with his family right now. That's
Unless,
crazy.
he does say we're.
Yeah.
I was like, unless he's doing it by himself, but he said we're. Maybe he's not paying attention. He had to rewind us a minute ago.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Maybe it's just background noise, like white noise.
He probably goes like over in the closet or something and like listens for a few minutes and then goes back out. Like,
Or he's like you and he's running around with earbuds and doesn't know what anybody else is saying.
That's what I'm usually, yeah.
Maybe. I doubt he's like that, though. All right. Like I know him. Just kidding. Y'all, I don't know Ivan. Let's see. Dog Dr. Tim. Oh. We should get that stuff before we do the after hours
That
thing.
was on my list that I didn't make.
Okay. Like literally didn't make the list. You're like, good one.
See
that's
this
on my
blank
list.
piece of paper where I usually have a bunch of notes.
Yeah. Dog Dr. Tim said, when fretting a note, must the string be pressed to the fretboard or is just to the fret sufficient?
Just to the fret. And it's actually preferable. Because if you try to push it to the fret board, you will stretch the string and you will pull your stuff out of tune. It is because you're always lengthening the string when you pull it down to the fret, right? If you let the fret or if you let the string rest at its static position and then you pull down on it, you are actually pulling the string sharp. Because you are stretching the string down. It's a very minute amount, and it happens more the higher your action is. So your intonation will vary from one end of the fretboard to the other more if your action is very high, right? So if you pull down on it further, you are further stretching it, and you are pulling it away from its perfect pitch. Which isn't ever always.
You ready for Ivan's update?
Yes.
He said, I'm back. He's laughing. And then he said, I'm back live. NCIS Los Angeles on the TV. Dylan and Leslie in my right earbud.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's multitasking.
Ah, I love it. That's so funny.
I mean, we've done stuff like that. I watch Matt's show every Wednesday, like on my phone. Well, I put it in here on the TV tonight, but.
Do you mean Thursday?
On Thursday, I watch Matt's show while I'm getting ready for this one. And it's usually on my phone, like sitting on the counter or something. I'm just listening to it and walking around and Matt's talking.
Means we're all listening to it.
Super loud through the whole house. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what Matt does.
Mm-hmm.
What was he wearing?
A Christmas hat, but it was like all weird and long.
Like it was like a wire in there or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, is somebody off screen holding that?
No. There was a wire in it and it was like bouncing all around.
When I saw it, it was like off screen and I was like, what is happening right now? Anyway, I didn't watch, obviously. Super chat from Dean McCaskill. Thank you for the super chat, Dean. And it doesn't say anything. So thank you if you just meant to send it. But if you wanted to send a message with it, send that and I'll look for it.
Yeah, we'll make sure we feature whatever question you meant to send with that. I mean, I've done that before.
Make sure I didn't miss it. Super chat from Sarge978, directed to Giovanni. He says, Giovanni, check out the Fishman Fluence or Moderns.
Ooh, Fishman Fluence Modern. So I've never played them in a 7-string, but I would go with that over an EMG all day long, and I really like that pickup. That thing's cool.
Oh, here we go. Here was Dean's question.
Okay.
Hi, Leslie. Do you play at all? No.
Nope. She knows a lot about guitars.
I do not. Play. You say that. I always think I don't know. I'm pretty critical of lots of things to have no skill.
I mean, you can answer.
I could be in the internet comments, man.
Well,
I'd just be a troll up in there.
Yeah, but you actually know stuff.
Which makes it more funny, right?
Yeah. It's true.
Have opposite day all up in the comments.
We used to do that. Where we used to switch making videos. Like she would make.
Oh my gosh. Those were fun.
Yeah. She would, because she had a channel too and she was doing her own stuff. And so it was makeup. And so I would do like a makeup unboxing or
Well, the best ones were when you like took my audio out of my video and did the voiceover to my own video, trying to guess what I was saying. And I did it to yours too.
We should do that again.
I don't make any videos.
No, but you should do it to mine. It's funny.
It's terrible.
It's hilarious.
It's terrible.
We should also do a you unbox something.
Like guitar related?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, I don't know. This thing is, I don't know. No, but
that doesn't give you permission to buy something just so I can unbox
voicing
it.
over. I'm not buying anything.
Anyway.
I have bought the thing for a while. Yeah. I think that you should voice over one of my videos though. That'd be super funny. The Hello Kitty review. You haven't watched any of my videos in a while, right?
Heck no.
That's what I thought. So,
and I don't even have to listen to you anymore. Used to, I had to listen to you because we were close, like in the same.
Oh, so you don't even
listening space.
Oh yeah.
I
So
have
you don't
zero clue
you
what you're
don't hear
doing.
what I'm talking about.
Heck
yeah.
no.
So when we lived in the motorhome and we lived in the apartment and stuff, I'd be shooting a video and she would be close
which
enough.
is why I never watched your videos
Because you always knew what I was talking about or
like
what.
I've
video.
already heard it 500 times while you're editing and when you shot it and.
Yeah. But now in our house now you're.
I have zero clue. I don't even know what you do. What are you looking at?
Yeah. Hang on, we're just checking. Yep. It's a package.
That was creepy, man. He must have just had a flashlight just flinging it around. And he was probably on the phone. I think every delivery person.
No, it was two people.
Oh, was it?
It's a cable that I bought for that subwoofer that wasn't going to come. And I didn't think it was going to come. So that's why I bought that other one. So now it showed up. And when they came the other day, it was two people too. And they came at night.
Who?
I don't know.
Like a shipping company?
Yeah, like whatever they use, shipped or whatever they use to deliver.
You mean
stuff.
a local delivery?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, so there was actually two people talking. I do think all of our delivery people got like side chicks or something. They're on the phone like 24/7.
Remember? So our UPS man that we have now is cool. But remember in our old house? That dude had to have some girl. He was on the phone at our old house in the other place. That dude was on the phone. Never off the phone.
Yeah.
Never off the phone. Anyway, okay.
Okay, sorry. That's distracting.
Fine. Well, yeah, I want to make sure nobody coming in here.
I don't play guitar or any other instrument. I have zero musical skill. Zero. Can't even sing.
Nope.
That was rude.
She could rap though.
Oh. All right. I'm going to scroll back up. Well, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. I did.
She could rap though. Only if it's from the 90s.
Don't tell everybody. All right. Super chat from Sarge978. Thanks for the super chat, Sarge. He said Stephen Carpenter and Head Corn both ditched EMGs for the Fishmans in their sevens.
I did not know that. That's pretty cool. I am a big Head fan when it comes to corn.
Aaron Higgs says Strange Lights. It's a drone. Yeah.
I was like, can I even get away with flying a drone right now? Like, it would freak people out.
Probably not.
Especially since we live next to a signal base.
Yeah, I mean, don't fly it over there.
Oh, yeah, no.
Jose Daniels and More P said a Leslie voiceover with Dylan's hands would be funny. Oh my gosh. Y'all are crazy.
We should just release it as the original video. Like not even as the second one, and then release the real video as the second one. People would flip out. I have the perfect video. I have the perfect video for it.
What in the world? feel like I'm being punked right now. Not this. Super chat from Kyle Ketchamonia. Thanks for the super chat, Kyle. He said, Canadian postal strike over. Excited for pickups.
Yes, you were actually on the list today. I actually didn't make your stuff yesterday on purpose because I knew I couldn't ship it. But we wound everything. And so probably this weekend we're gonna laser because his is a custom laser Native American themed pickup cover, which is pretty cool. So we're doing that for him. So that we'll do that this weekend, and then we'll probably ship his stuff Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, which is pretty neat.
All right. I need to scroll back up because I am pretty sure I'm missing things. Let me just verify what this number is so that I know if it changes.
Oh, you're making sure that you didn't miss any super chats too.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm missing things. All right, I got that. I don't know what this is about. All right, it's Victoria G. My Wren and Cuff mystery box came. I got a pink tall font Russian. Thought I hated big muffs because gain can't really be adjusted. This is different. Love getting a great pedal I wouldn't have picked myself.
That's pretty neat. I didn't know they were doing a mystery box. We talked about doing a Dylan Talks Tone mystery box, and I just don't know how to structure it. I've literally sat down with a notepad and been like, okay, if we put one of these and one of these and one of these in there, and it's like, nope, this one I'm going to lose my ass. Okay, if I put one of these and one of these and one of these in there, oh, that's not cool enough. Like,
not cool enough.
Well, I want people like that. She's like pleasantly surprised by what she's got. Yeah. And, I got a pen. But
you also don't have
box.
like 700 options. Like pedals are a lot.
Yeah. So, well, that was the thing too. Like, I don't want to give somebody like a pickup cover that they can't use. Like what, we don't really have the same stuff. So I was trying to think about it, and maybe as we develop more of this merch and stuff, we might do something like that. But I don't know, like, a flask and a bottle opener and some picks and and some like guitar, a strap, like some guitar adjacent stuff. I was looking at some of the other ones on the internet, like, like the tack pack thing, which is a tactical pack, and you'll get like a charging handle for an AR, and you'll get a pocket knife and who knows, well, a whole bunch of little stuff and some, maybe a PMag or, a bunch of stuff for $50 a month or whatever. And I'm like, I wouldn't do it on a subscription thing, but I would do it on something where you could purchase it on the website and then you would get a box of surprises. But I just haven't figured out what to put in it yet, because I think that would be super fun. It would be super fun to put together, and it would be super fun to hear about when people got it too. Like that. She's super stoked about that. I think that's neat. I want to do that. I'll figure it out.
All right. Going all the way back, Jose said, that's exactly what Pimp Paisley is. Ha ha ha.
We could do a mystery merch box.
Okay. We could.
We could do a mystery merch box already.
Okay. Set a price.
I'll figure it out.
Hook it up.
I will figure it out. Going on the list that I didn't make.
Are you actually going to make one? Hawkman Hawk says, just received my Tom DeLonge Strat a couple of hours ago. The SD Invader kind of sounds cheap to me, LOL. Might be all the DTT influence pickups I've been playing.
That's right. That needs a Quattro in it.
Why does that look like that?
I love that idea. Mystery merch box. That's what we're going to do.
Super chat from Sarge978. He said snake sheds. I don't know if that's the name of something or what that was about.
He wants me to put snake sheds in a box. Ew, that's gross.
Well, we have those.
We do have those. We have a bunch of them.
Oh, just random things from our house. That's some real fans if they bought that.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, I think they have special websites for that. I bet you could sell snake skin.
Oh, I'm sure I could. That is weird. Just random crap from my house.
Yeah.
This is the sparkling water I'm drinking this week. This is yeah. I am not Kim Kardashian.
You're not that famous.
No.
Thank
And
goodness.
I'm not that vain. Like that's like ugh, no.
I mean, I need to throw away some socks right now. If I could sell them, I'd sell them.
I mean, what's that website called? Feet something. Yeah, you could sell some socks. That's easy.
That's weird. That's still weird. Got
Ask Brianna, she knows.
No, she don't. I got another super chat from Dean McCaskill. That's empty. So I will look for a comment from you, Dean. Again, I don't know.
And
Some people do have problems sometimes getting those to like
it
work
might
right.
depend on what they're on. Like if they're on their phone, sometimes it's goofy. Yeah.
Got ya. Let's see. All right.
I just got a text from Brianna. Who's delivering stuff this late?
I mean, the other night it came at like 9. It's not even 9 yet. James Fortune. Curious if you've used any of Matt Pike's signature lace pickups, and if so, what's your thoughts on them?
I've not, because I'm not a lace fan at all. I don't like their stuff at all. Their Illumitones are neat in general, but they're cool, but I don't like them. They don't do what I want them to do. They lack. Well, let me tell you, when I first started making pickups, I had a set of lace sensors in a guitar, and it's one of the things that drove me to make pickups. I was like, people are spending this much money, and this is what's missing, and I don't like it. And so I started making pickups, honestly.
I remember that. I remember you were actually stoked to get them.
Yeah.
You had like a whole conversion you did on your guitar. And then when you did it, it just hung on the wall. Like, it didn't come down.
Mm-mm.
And they're ugly.
They are ugly.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. I paid a lot of money for it too. I mean, that was in 2012, and I think I might have paid almost $300 for it.
Yeah.
And I just didn't. It was just not 2011, whatever, 2012, I guess. It just was not my thing. I just couldn't get into it. And that's actually one of the things that made me start making pickups.
Pushed you right over the edge.
Yep.
Fix a problem in the world. They always say that's the best business.
Yeah.
Literally, probably.
To me, it's fixing problems and making people smile. If you can fix a problem and they go, oh, dang, this is cool, then that's.
Oh, see, I don't do, oh, sorry, I didn't take that down. I don't do super chats enough. Van Chant Guitar says at 99 cents, you don't have room for any message. I forget that they're like, are they character limited based on price or something?
Yeah. So if you go to like $1.99, that you can write so many words. If you go to $5, you can write so many words. It costs more to write more. So that's why you're not able to do it at $100.
He didn't send anything in yet. I'm still looking if you send something, Dean.
So if you up it by $1, you won't have that problem.
Or you could just tell me now because I know you already sent it.
Yeah.
Charles Wallace says, I wear XL gloves, but my hands are chunky. Jose says, Hawkman, the DTT pickups kind of ruin the rest of my guitar pickups, and they are in my cheapest guitar.
Man, it's funny. That makes me feel really good. I appreciate that a lot.
Just out here ruining lives.
I mean, No, but it makes you smile when you play a guitar. That's good, and I like that. That's really, really cool. I have a lot of stock pickups in a lot of guitars because I like to make sure that I'm not going way off the mark with stuff when I'm making it. But then when I play my own stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, this is really good. When I played that custom shop Gibson and then played it next to the other 2 guitars that I have, 3 guitars that I have my own stuff in, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good. These are good.
He's so humble.
Still.
He's so humble.
About a lot of things, but not that.
Let's see. I don't know if somebody else already answered this question. Caveat said, so a 6-string baritone would not work with a stock pickup. I'm under the impression a set of P90s or Thruxtons would do well on a 29, 70, 29 and 3/4 inch scale.
They absolutely would. Just do it. Yep, they absolutely would. We have our P90s, especially in a bunch of baritones around the world.
Giovanni Carvalho says, are Fishman Fluents modern with 3 voicings better than 2? Or is it just a, quote, more options rather than better?
It's more options, but I don't remember, to tell you the truth, what those options are. If maybe Sarge knows because he remembers why he got them. Because it's been a long time since I had them. I put them in a Ibanez, I think. Or maybe it was a Schecter. For Joey Dano, actually. For Doug. Yeah, man, I can't remember. You'll have to look on, if you go to Sweetwater, use the link in the description, and go to Sweetwater and just look at what the options are. There's a couple of like frequency shifts and coil split and stuff like that. And when you put them in the guitar, when you flip the pickup over, there's a couple different places to solder wires to add like a coil split and add a frequency shift to a push pull. There's like little letters on the bottom, and it tells you in the directions what you can add and what you don't have to add all the features if you don't want. You can just put it in there and it's just one. Or you can add a wire and it goes to a push pull, and then you can add that feature in. That's the way I remember it the last time I did it.
Jose said, that reminds me of Mrs. McKnight that doesn't play, but really knows her stuff because they had a store together with Philip, and I think she even knows how to wind pickups.
Yeah, she does. Mm-hmm. Yep, I've talked to him about that.
That's pretty cool.
I need to get him on the podcast. Me and him have talked about that like a bunch of times, and it just has never happened. I need to shoot him a text this week or something and see if I can get him. Well, this week's going to be tough. Everybody's going to be doing Christmas stuff, but...
They busy.
Here's the other thing too, is now you're at this, are you at the circle back time of the year now? We're going to circle back to this after the holidays.
Nobody I work with says that. It's terrible. That's a terrible corporate-y saying.
I know.
And we're not corporate enough for that.
That's why I was laughing. But that's where we are right now. It's like, I'll get with you after the holidays. I'm going to order some pickups after the holidays.
No.
I'm going to whatever.
I mean, yeah, that's how projects are going right now. And I'm the opposite. I'm like, please leave so I can get some stuff done while y'all are out of the office.
Oh, yeah.
Because I can't be interrupted then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you have a different time off schedule this year than normal, right? Like,
not really.
For some reason, I thought you got the whole week off or something before.
I mean, I've taken the whole week off before, but...
And then you had to pick some days around it to take off or something?
I don't have to do anything. That's just what I did.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, because you and Brianna are going on a trip.
Yeah, I was second thinking that today after I did it today.
You should, though.
Maybe. Probably. I have until the 28th to change my mind.
Ah. Cool.
All right. Jose says FedEx says they are on the way, by the way.
Excellent.
I think that's to you. T-Bone says, I just tuned in to hear Leslie say button. Do I say button funny?
Probably. I lived here long enough where I don't know that it...
Button?
I hear it. Button.
Button. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. Okay.
Well, if you enunciate properly, what's it called? Allocution?
What I don't know what that word is.
Hang on. Keep going.
I'm very confused right now. What is the joke, T-Bone? I don't understand. Madison's proud father says you replaced the P90 in your Gibson SG Junior when you got it. Sounded great. What's the biggest difference between your P90 and Gibson's?
More clarity, more it's really hard to explain. It's a feel thing. More range. It does more as you turn the volume knob. You can do more with it. Like there's more variety in the one pickup, if that makes sense. It responds to the volume knob differently. It responds to gain or no gain differently. It's like more adjustable and just more clarity. I mean, it's gnarlier. It's not hotter. It's just gnarlier. That's the regular Gibson one. Now the one that's in my Gibson Custom Shop guitar, my Gibson Custom Shop Junior, I'm not taking it out. I'm going to leave it original, but the delta is closer between the two, my pickup and that one, if that makes sense.
Super chat from Dom D. Thanks for the super chat, Dom. He said, Dylan, thanks for the pickups for the thin line hum single Strat I was building. The center punch and hot fives sound perfect. They're very versatile and handle everything I've thrown at them so far.
That is exactly what I wanted to hear. Thank you, Dom. I appreciate that.
Bet he didn't throw any pens at it.
No. Next time we're in Chicago, Dom, we're going to have to go pen shopping.
That sounds expensive. Do they have more than one pen store there or just the pen store?
I don't care. I'll just go there.
That's cool. And hopefully there's not a race going on so we can actually like enjoy
So we can actually park.
the place.
Yeah. The weekend we were there, there was a NASCAR race going on. And so they had like all downtown. It was all closed up.
And we were in the van.
Yeah, we were in the van. So it was really hard. You couldn't park anywhere. And it cost me like $75 to park for a couple hours so that we could go to Atlas Station.
It wasn't a terrible parking place though.
Well, and I wanted it to be safe.
True.
We're in the van. So
We've parked in worse places.
yes. We've slept in probably worse places
We
than
have
that.
slept in worse places.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, memories. Sonic Reels said, I like this couple's podcast thing you two have going. Good stuff.
Thank you.
It's the banter. Who told us that one time?
Yeah, it's
I enjoy the banter.
I enjoy the banter. I'm like, I don't know. This is just us
Do
talking.
we have banter? Thank you, Sonic Reels, for being here. I don't think I've seen your name before.
Yeah.
Jose says Leslie should wrap the super chats.
No. She only raps like 90s hip hop songs.
Yeah.
Like you'll hear her sometimes. If she's finishing, like I'll say something that'll remind her of a song and then she'll finish it in the lyrics.
It's not all rap. He just talked about Marky Mark. That's not rap.
Yeah, that's not rap.
Anyway.
He is hot though.
Says you. Edgar Cesario. If I have a Line 6 HX Stomp, do I need to get a cabinet or can I use my Fender Blues Junior 4?
So what you can do with that, you can do a couple things. You can get an extra cabinet and you can use a flat range, flat response speaker. And then you can use all the speaker simulations and stuff in the HX Stomp. If you play it through a Blues Junior, what you'll want to do is turn off the amp modeling portion and the speaker, the impulse responses, and only use the effects. Then that way you're using the amp, but you're still getting all the fun effects and stuff in front of it. There's a few different ways that you can use that. Oh man, I used to have a Blues Junior and it was awesome.
BC Rich 581 said, I really think that a mystery box from all of you would be great. from all of you would be great. If you could pair pickups, covers, and logo gear.
Okay. Yeah, I'll think about it. What I've noticed is the pickup or the mystery box stuff typically is about 20%. 20 to 30%. So like discount. So like if if we put a bunch of stuff in a box and it was $200, or I wouldn't go that high. If we put a box together and it was $100, then that means that we would sell it for, like 75, and $75 worth of box would get you, $100 worth of stuff. And what we could do is we could do it like Gold Spot Pens does it, where they do a different one. It's the same for everybody, and they do a different one every quarter. And we could actually make special stuff for it. If I did it every quarter, then that would give me time to develop special things for it, which means it would be the only way you could get a particular piece of merch, for example, like a particular bottle opener or a hat.
And if you did pickups, even if they weren't pickups, if they were covers or something, couldn't you just specify the type so that folks would know whether it was applicable for them to purchase or not?
Yeah, that's a good idea. So if we put a Strat pickup in there and they didn't have a Strat pickup,
right,
a Strat or a P90,
they would know, like,
would
okay,
know.
that's not the box for me.
Yeah.
Like you have to you can't have total mystery.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll play with that because we also have
I'm like, why do your jeans have a front seam? They're like so twisted.
Yeah. The other thing is we have a lot of other things. We have lizard spit, we have capacitors, we have pots, we have all kinds of things that could go into a mystery box. But if we put merch into it, that changes everything. I didn't even think about doing that before because the problem with the parts is the margins.
We weren't making your own merch before either.
No. The problem with the parts is the margins because we only have so much margin. So I can't discount it a bunch to put it into a box because then
you could if it's been on like the
money.
Discount page for a couple turns and it doesn't.
That's kind of what I was thinking. There's a bunch of different ways we could do it. Now that I'm really thinking about this, this would be really fun. I'm gonna put some thought and some work into it. And I'll show it to you. You're a spreadsheet person, but I think if we did it where it wasn't, and the other thing I was trying to do is like random for everybody, but I don't think that's what you do. Like the Gold Spot Pens thing is a great model. It's quarterly. There is a limited number of them. I think Gold Spot does 50. We would do less than that. We'd probably do 20. There's 20 of them. They come out every quarter and they change every quarter. And then for us, it'd be very easy for us to make custom merch and stuff that's the only way you could get this hat. It's the only way you could get
an exclusive mystery box.
Yes.
With
we could do some really fun. Yes. We could do some really fun stuff and like quarterly theme it.
And they wouldn't have to worry about, well, I already bought this. Why did I want this?
Because one of the things I hate.
I like exclusive mystery.
I do too. Because this is really fun. Because one of the things I hate about mystery boxes is, what if I buy a mystery box from Gold Spot and they send me a pen I already have? Then I'm just like, well, that's dumb.
Yeah, because you don't feel like you got the value out of it if you,
Right. Like, oh, I already have 5 of these. Like, this is stupid. But if we did some exclusive...
Because you're that person. I already have 5. I don't need 6.
Or if one thing in there was exclusive, or a couple of the things in there were exclusive, or whatever, where it was special, then it would be cool. Yeah, we might have to work on this some more.
I think we were talking out the guitar section here, and I had stuff out there.
Thanks for the thought prompts on this, because this is great. This is great stuff.
This is a super chat from Sweet Potato Pete with nothing there. So I will go back and look to see if I see something from you. Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, because we've not seen your name before in a super chat. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. And since we were talking, let's go through.
Super chat from Sarge978. Thanks for the super chat, Sarge. Possibly mystery box exclusive merch, so it's extra cool points since that's the only way to get it. I think that's the conclusion we just
I
came
think we
to
just
also.
came to that. Yeah, I think that's.
If I'd have been
agree.
paying attention and read your super chat, we probably could have got there a. Aw. Super chat from Sarge978. He said, well, that was $5 out the window for simultaneous
Oh my gosh,
idea.
that's funny. That's funny.
Great mind. See, we're never on the same page, Sarge, but we were today. Don't turn it into a movie joke. I'll probably miss it.
I know it's after 9 o'clock.
Let me go see if I got Sweet Potato Pete.
Yeah.
Because he did send a super chat.
And just give it a quick scroll. Since we were talking, let's give them this time before we go on to off-topic stuff.
Let's see. Dr. Tim said, sign me up.
Get your off-topic questions ready, too. Start cranking those things in there.
Yeah. Jose said, I'm super sassy with the super chats. Super sassy. Let's see. Let me see where Pete. Okay, there's Pete. So I don't think he sent a comment to go with it.
Okay.
All right.
Any other comments of note in there?
Yeah, you want me to run through the legit questions?
Yeah, just run through them. A few, let's do 3 more before we go to off topic.
Okay.
We typically go to off topic at 9, but since her and I were kind of on a.
All right, so there were a couple questions. Somebody said, where can they find your wiring diagram? Somebody else said, where can I find info for triple humbucker wiring mods? Our
wiring diagram, when you order pickups from us, you get a card that you scan and it takes you to a website with a bunch of wiring diagrams on it. We do not have triple humbucker wiring on that one.
All right. That is a question we answered. They must have missed it. Mike Morty sent this in a couple of times, so I'm just going to read it. Are Fender Strat pickups like year specific, 59, 63, 65, 69s, etc., just placebo sound wise? Comparing to a set of your Alnico 5s, would the average player notice? Is it, I believe it is, then it is?
There's a lot of difference from there. This answer is kind of all of the above. Okay. So there's a lot of difference between a vintage, like a 50s to an early 60s to a late 60s to a 70s to an 80s Fender pickup. Big time. That being said, Fender changed their specs almost every year. So it's really hard for you to say, I like specific pickup. This is what I want. Because chances are it didn't come that way again. They switched pickup designs almost every model, or they do switch pickup designs almost every model. So, but is it a placebo? No. Will you notice it? That depends on your familiarity with your guitar and with the Strat sound. If you're very familiar with the Strat sound, you will notice it. If you're not, if you're a novice player, you just had to do a lap and check everything.
Is anything happening? Yep. No.
If you're a novice player and you're not super in tune with what you're hearing yet, and I say that very intentionally, yet, because I don't want to assume that you never will, then maybe it's okay and it doesn't matter. If I play a 50 Strat versus a 60 Strat versus a late 60 Strat, I could tell you the difference every time. But that's what I do. So it's just a matter of, understanding what you're hearing. And you will with time. If you don't now, you will with time if you keep going.
All right. So I'm going to put this up because this was a Sweet Potato Pete's question.
Okay.
Why do expensive guitars play with a slinkier feel? I can put 11s on a Core PRS or a Gibson Custom Shop, and they feel almost like 9s. Love your channel.
Thank you. And thanks for the super chat earlier.
Yeah.
So, honestly, the player experience is a thing. It is a thing. Is it always tangible? No, but it is really a thing. And I don't know the answer to your question. Like, if you can feel that guitar, better. And there are things that they do. Okay. So there are things that custom shop guitars and expensive guitars do. Rolling the fretboard edges, the way they finish the frets, the way they finish the ends of the frets, the way the finish on the fretboard is, the way they do the corners of the nut. All these things that take time, thus cost money.
Thus?
Well, they do, like, I mean, people think that this guitar should be this much and should only cost this much because the only difference is it has binding. Well, the binding doesn't just jump on there by itself for free, right? The extra work on the frets doesn't just jump on there itself for free. So what you're paying for is player feel, and what you're paying for is the experience of playing that guitar and feeling that. And so, yeah, it is better. Now, going back to the last commenter, will everyone feel the difference, or is somebody just going to say, well, my Harley Benton's is just as good as that one? Not everybody will. Because do they appreciate the nuances? How much experience do they have with understanding the nuances between those models? You may not yet. And I always want to say that because that's a positive thing. Like the more you stick with it, 5 years from now, you're going to be like, dang, I really want to custom shop something, even though I play a Harley Benton right now. Can I afford it? Maybe not. Maybe it took me 20 years to get this guitar that I have. But understanding the difference might not be right now, but it might be as you continue.
All right. Super chat from Mike Applegate. Thanks for the super chat, Mike. He said, I purchased your normal neck soap bar P90 for my slimline telly. Which of your humbuckers would you use for the bridge?
DAF.
Thank you for the
the super chat, sir.
Then we got a super chat from Sarge, who is looking out for Sweet Pete and said, Sweet Pete asked why expensive guitars play with a slinkier feel, even with heavier strings. Said 11s feel like 9s on his Gibson custom shop. Thanks for calling that out, Sarge.
Thank you, sir. Sarge, you're awesome. I appreciate it.
One more. And a super chat from Sarge978. That's what I get for trying to be helpful. 0 for 2.
No, you're awesome. I really appreciate you a lot. Okay. It's off topic hour. We typically start this at 9 o'clock.
I have one more.
Do you really?
Just one.
Okay, go.
Dog Dr. Tim, speaking of stomp, what is a stomp box? I keep hearing them mentioned.
Pedals. It's just the slang for it.
There you go.
Okay. It's off topic hour. We usually start this at 9 o'clock. Here's how this works. You can ask any question you want that is not a guitar question. After 9 o'clock, if you ask a guitar question, it has to be in a super chat. If it is not in a super chat and it's a guitar question, we will ignore it. We do this because we want to just hang out with you, get to know you, be friends with you. We feel that this is really important for the community, and it's kind of one of our most fun times of the week. If you are a Patreon member or a YouTube member, you can ask off-topic questions ahead of time, and we will feature them on the screen like right now.
Keeps giving these loud hints. Ivan.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Dylan and Leslie. This is for after hour chat. Dylan, I'm looking at...
That sounds romantic.
Dylan, I mean, we are in his ear right now.
I know, right? One ear. Only one ear.
Yeah.
We're whispering in one ear right now.
His right ear, if that matters.
I don't know.
Dylan, I'm looking at possibly upgrading my camera. Since I have a lot invested in the Canon lens lineup, I was looking at the Canon EOS RP as an entry into the mirrorless market. Not the cheapest in the lineup, but cheapest with a full-size sensor. I currently have the Canon EOS 6D and 7D bodies.
You will be disappointed with the RP. I had one for about a month and it sucked. It's too slow. The processor in it is too slow. The lenses. So here's what's going to happen. Since you have EF lenses, that's an RF body, you're going to have to get an RF adapter. The camera is slow already. Mm-hmm. Then when you put your RF adapter on there, it's going to be even friggin' more slow. So your autofocus, all your I hated that thing. We only had it in the battery life.
Well, wouldn't it overheat too? Like
it overheated super fast. Yeah. Well, we were shooting a lot of video.
Well, it just couldn't process though. Was the thing?
It sucked. I would recommend, and I know it's a little more money because I think you can get that thing for like $900. Well, you're in Canada, so that's like 17,000. But I would recommend the R7 or R8 at a very minimum. I think they're around. So if that one's $900 American, I think those ones are around 11 or 12. And that's what I would go with because it has the newer processor, like the computer part of it is newer. So I have the R6. I have an EOS R, which I would not get. And I have an R6. But I would get I think it's the R6 and the R7 and the R8. I think it's the R7 is the one I saw for like $1,300 or $1,200 or something like that. And I know it's a little more money, but
you won't have to send it back.
You won't have to send it back. It will not annoy you. The battery life, because it's a completely different style of battery. Mm-hmm. So what did he say he has?
A 6D and a 7D.
So it's the same battery that you have in a 6D. So you won't even have to buy new batteries. I'm pretty sure. Because it's the same as a 5D. So yeah, no, it's the actual big Canon battery. The EOS RP is the little tiny one that comes in like your point and shoot cameras. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of reasons to not buy that camera, and it doesn't have image stabilization. It doesn't have any of it's the stripper, and so I wouldn't get it. I hated that thing
because he did, and he returned.
I hated it. Yeah, I bought an EOS R and an EOS RP at the same time,
and it was so different. It was aggravating.
It was terrible.
Yeah. So to use two camera bodies, like it was night and day, and now had to relearn it every time you picked a camera up.
Yeah, it was terrible. And so I returned it and bought another R, I think. I think I had two EOS Rs for a while because I wanted two cameras. And then I sold one of my Rs and I bought an R6. So I have my original R and I have an R6 now. And it's not the R6 Mark II. The camera thing is one of them things I just resist because I had to stop watching all the YouTube channels and stuff because I wanted a new camera like every 6 months. Mm-hmm. But I love what I have now. And to me, it's lenses, man. It's lenses. If you have good Canon lenses,
which is why we did the same thing.
Yeah, we did the same thing. But I did switch to R lenses or, to RF lenses, and it has not been a cheap undertaking. So if that's what I would do what you're doing right there. For your level of interest and need, I think that's a pretty cool move.
Whoops. Not pushing the button.
I think there's one more off topic.
Yep. Jay. Do you use any special compounds, lubricants, cleaners for keeping your kitchen knives and your, quote, other use knives operating well? For example, I use something called KPL, Knife Pivot Lube, for the pivot points on my folders, and Flitz for keeping the blades clean and shiny.
So I use KPL whoops, sorry, that was my boot kicking the bar. I use KPL very sparingly. I actually don't lubricate my knives that much. I find that I use them so much that they don't. I feel like if you get dust and crap in them, then maybe you do. But like this knife right here, this is a Spartan Harsey folder, and this is brass washers. And if you lubricate this, it's just gonna kind of gum it up. The brass washers are the lubricant. So, and the kitchen knife stuff, I use any kind of oil that does not go rancid. So like pecan oil will work. It's a flour. What's the Japanese stuff that we have? Right? Mm-hmm. It's Japanese. I think it's a flour.
Mm-hmm. It is. I can picture the bottle.
Yep.
I got nothing.
And it's any kind of food safe wax or oil
Yep.
use on your non-stainless kitchen knives. But if they're stainless, the only thing you have to do to keep them nice is don't put them in the dishwasher. Just hand wash them, put them dry, back up on a magnet block or something. Camellia oil. But I have a bunch of hand-forged Japanese stuff that is carbon steel, and so we use camellia oil. Rub it on the oil, on the blades so that they don't corrode even from like humidity in the room and stuff. But that being said, I actually don't do that very often either because we use them. And as long as you keep using them, doesn't matter. Knives only have problems if they are abused or if they sit for a long time and are not used.
All right.
More off-topic questions.
Yes. Giovanni Carvalho said, not gear related. Thoughts on Lawson getting the Red Bull seat instead of Yuki?
So
Good one. Good question.
Lawson, here's the thing. Lawson's not a good enough driver to have the Red Bull seat, but Yuki's not a good enough teammate to have the Red Bull seat. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't have anything to do with it, but I
didn't ask you, did they?
No, I don't know, man. But they weren't going to put Danny Rick back in there, and they weren't going to put. I really like Checo Perez. And I really wish he'd done better. I don't know why he did so terrible. When he was with Racing Point or whatever the pink team was called before it was, all the names, he was so good. But then once he got in the Red Bull seat, he just flattened. And I don't know why that is. It really sucks.
It's a conspiracy.
It really sucks. It's a conspiracy. That's what she says every time I watch Formula One. I don't know. We'll see. Lawson's good, though. Yuki's more aggressive, but you can't have two aggressive drivers. Otherwise, you have everybody crashing everybody all the time. So I don't know. Because, Max.
And then you're not going to let your buddy win when you have to because it's a conspiracy setup.
Well, that's the other thing. And I think that's going to be a problem at McLaren going forward is because Piastri is so freaking good. I think Piastri's better than they planned for him to be. And that's going to be a problem going forward. I believe.
Because they won't let him win?
Not because they won't let him win. Obviously, whoever has the most points in the championship at any given point in the season, they're going to get behind him.
Which is dumb. That's not real racing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's going to become a problem.
It is.
Yeah, I do. I don't see Piastri staying there for a long time.
Anyway. That's just my opinion.
That's just your opinion. That's my opinion too.
Tom F. Off-topic question. If you had to choose for going out hiking sidearm, would you pick a Kunin 357 mag auto or a 44 special for a bear encounter defense? And this is purely hypothetical.
It depends on the wildlife. If
I just said a bear.
So if it was a bear, I'd go with 44 for sure.
Over a 357?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stopping power.
You said it was a bear.
Yeah.
Purely hypothetical. Asking for a friend.
When I lived in Arizona, we had to carry in the woods because we had javelina. But usually, and that was back in the 40 cal days. So I had, a Glock 27 or whatever, 40 cal. And that's what you had to use. You had to carry because you always had to have something because between the mountain lions and the javelina, you had to have something. Yep.
Speaking of which, so do you remember? I'm blanking on her name. I'll have to come back to you. Wildlife. I'll
Okay.
think of it. Brandy. Do you
Okay.
remember Brandy
Uh-huh.
from Florida?
Mhm.
You know, she moved to North Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
mountainous area.
Mm-hmm.
And I just saw her commenting about going somewhere and running into somebody who overheard her and her husband trying to find a holster for her piece, as she called it, which made me laugh. Because they bought some land and they are having problems with like bobcats and bears. So she can't even like go
Wow.
tend to her flowers like without feeling like she needs to protect herself. And I was
Wow.
like, that's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
Anyway, because she loves flowers and does all this stuff outside, but apparently her yard is not safe.
Wow.
Anyway, thought you'd appreciate that.
I mean, that's 300 blackout territory right there.
Berta Tacos. I said it so country like that. Thoughts on the Benchmade Adira?
That's the new watery one, is it? The holsters are stupid. If that's the one I'm thinking of, their plastic holsters are dumb. Oh, hang on. That might be the folder. Let me see.
Oh, Tom F sent a clarifying thing too. The Kunin has 8 shots and the 44 5 shots. Does that change your opinion?
No, because I can hit.
There you go.
Okay. The Adira is cool. I think it's cool. The fixed blade version of this knife is stupid because I hate the holster or the sheath. The sheath, those plastic sheaths they do are dumb. This is a neat knife. I don't know why it's just not a Griptilian. It's basically like a Griptilian in it, like kind of, but it's cool. I think they're neat. I'm not going to buy one, but because I think $290 for a plastic knife is kind of expensive. Benchmade's kind of gone out of their minds with prices, with what they've been doing. I love them, but I really want a Crooked River. I want a mini Crooked River, but I just haven't brought myself to spend $270 or whatever it is for that knife. I don't know. I have some Benchmades. We have a few over there, but lately they've just been so expensive. I just haven't really thought about it. And if I was going to spend X amount of dollars, $270, there's like 17 other knives that I would want more than that. So I haven't done it.
Van Chank Guitar says, I use Lucas Gun and Lube on my folding knives and multi-tool.
That makes sense. A lot of people do.
Also, he doesn't usually stay on this late. So he has all these after hours questions.
Right.
Because he's here after hours. I would think this is a busy time of year for Ivan.
Why?
Doesn't he deliver things?
No.
What is Ivan? Oh, Ivan's a pool guy.
Ivan's the pool guy.
Probably so this is a very
time
of year.
Time of year for him, yes.
Who delivers stuff?
That would be Gary.
Gary. I haven't seen Gary.
Gary's because he's probably delivering stuff.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
My bad.
He's a FedEx guy. He's probably running his butt off right now.
Sorry, Ivan.
Yeah.
Got you mixed up.
Yeah.
He does usually get off early, though.
Gary
Either way.
Redburn used to be a cop, but he's a FedEx guy now.
Charles Wallace said he bought one last week. His was only $250 though.
Nice.
The folder is very nice.
Yeah, I think they're really cool. Like I said, if I was going to spend $250 on a knife, there's like 9 other ones that I would buy instead of that.
Jose Daniel Zamora P says, have you seen the Stephen Flo news? He's a WWE fighter, but his intro is a tribute to Pearl Jam.
I have not.
I have no idea. And then It's Victoria G said culture/support. I don't know what that means. Do you?
No.
I missed something. It's Victoria G. If that was a question, I lost the context.
Weighed the puppy today. He's 45 pounds now.
I thought you said we had the puppy today. I was like, as opposed to what?
I weighed him. He's 45 pounds now.
I tried to walk him today.
Yeah.
That was an adventure.
Yeah, we're working on that.
He's just not used to
being on a leash.
That and unknown sounds. Like
yeah, he's a little excitable by unknown sounds. That is definitely for sure. It's not that he's necessarily scared, because he'll startle at first and then he'll look and then he'll with some things, But
Yeah.
then some things, yeah,
And
he's
I actually
scared.
think if I'd have reassured him, we probably could have kept going. But I just felt like for a first time doing what we were doing, I was like,
Yeah.
let's turn around and have the same smells back. You know, like
Yeah.
he'd already come that way.
Yeah.
He doesn't know where he lives. I was trying to see if he would just turn like, oh, here I am. But he doesn't know where he lives.
Which
is probably also a reason to walk him more. So at least if
Yeah.
something ever happened, he knows where he lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds silly, but
No, it
also
makes
real.
sense. Yeah. I mean, we don't have a fence right now.
Right.
Like we're dealing with no fence land still. They came and took the tree out of our front yard. Finally, the tree that fell because of the Hurricane Helene. It's been laying in our front yard by the street this whole time, and they
Cut up, like ready to be picked up.
to be picked up. They finally came and picked it up today, so that's cool. So now we have this dead-looking, terrible, bug-infested section of our lawn now. But whatever.
It's Victoria G said, I just meant, why is a driver worse on a different team, different culture? I saw it in the WNBA.
Oh, yes. Okay, that's true. Yeah, I agree. And I know that, I don't know because I'm not there, but it is my understanding and it seems apparent that Red Bull has a very aggressive driver program. So either you survive or you do not.
Jose said it's even flow, but all the lyrics are Steven flow.
That's pretty cool.
And then he also said the puppy is almost as big as Brianna. Yeah, he's going to be bigger than Brianna.
He's going to be bigger than Brianna. And actually, she came home from work last night and she like held him up like this, like stood him up, and his head was like right here already. Like he's longer than her if you like stretch them both out on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
Let's see. Charles Wallace says his is also $50 a week. He didn't have to drop $250 at one time.
Oh, nice.
That must mean it came on like a tool truck.
Yep.
Let's see. Dr. Tim said, try the puppy with just the leash on him not being held.
Yeah, like a long line. We have one of those too. We could try that.
Yeah. He didn't do terrible on the leash, actually. But we've not taken him on a walk around the neighborhood.
No. And I actually walk him every morning. I don't leave the yard. We have a big yard. We have like a half acre. So what I've been doing, because he's sport collar trained. So like e-collar. We have a sport dog e-collar on him. And he knows what it is. Like, and as soon as we walk out the front door, he just follows me. He's right here.
Yeah.
The entire time. Unless he gets super, curious about something or there's something to chew on, then I have to be like, come on, man. And, and if I get, 20 feet in front of him, 30 feet in front of him, I use the audible beep.
Yep.
And I just be like, Zeba, come heel, and he comes, boom, he's right there and he walks around.
Yeah.
So it won't be long before he's very reliable walking off leash with the sport collar, but on leash he's just not used to it. We haven't done it that much. We need to do it more.
Yeah. I really don't think that was the problem. I think the problem was, what am I supposed to do with, all this information I'm taking in right now? Yeah.
And he really learns quick. So I'm not worried about it. Like we're working with him now and he's going to be great. But we had a situation today where we had the neighbor dogs came out and we don't have a fence. And so it's kind of, we have to like alternate, at least with our other dog. So Brianna's dog is bonkers when other dogs are around. He's not mean. He's not dog aggressive. He just goes out of his mind and you cannot distract him.
Yeah.
There's no like distraction training with him. Like, and he's 3. So you're trying to undo stuff with him. So we had that situation today. So I put him back in the house and I took Zeba back out there and her dogs were out and they mingled and hung out and everything was great. So yeah, it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
He's learning quick. I'm super happy with him.
That's good. He's yours.
He's mine.
Super chat from Van Shake Guitars. Thank you for the super chat. He says, was busy until a few weeks ago, doing a lot of training with the lads, doing some show and tell today, taking readings from relays with loads and not.
Nice.
I guess that is a good time to train.
Yeah, I would think so.
That way they'll be ready for the busy time.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty wild and unexpected readings. Ooh, that probably isn't good. Let's see. Terry Wallace, how do you think Lewis will do next season at Ferrari?
Don't care. Hope he loses.
Dom D said, if you start having issues with pulling on the leash, try the gentle leader. It stops pulling basically immediately. It's not as aversive as a prong collar, which is nice. Is that what we have?
I think so. I think that's what it's called.
We have, it goes in,
Goes in the middle of his chest.
And it's flexy though, so it doesn't tighten, or it tightens before it pulls them. But the whole point is to keep him from pulling, because it literally pulls him to the side if they try to pull.
It works really good.
Yeah, he's doing good on that.
A bunch of people in the Weimaraner groups and everybody say that it works really well with them, even when they're big, because they don't like that. So they learn pretty quickly.
But because we are with him so much off leash, he does walk right beside you.
Mm-hmm.
I've just never encouraged a specific side. I just wanted him beside me, but on the leash, I'm like, no, you stay on this side. You know, like
yeah. Like when you're
walking down the road.
Yeah.
So I think that might have been the one thing he was like, wait, what if I want to walk on the other side? You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I just realized, like, oh, I should probably be more consistent that I want him on this side, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Makes sense.
Cool. 9:30. All caught up. Am I all caught up? What's over here? Why do I have two things over here? Nope. Got it. I got those.
Cool. Well, this has been quite fun. Some new faces.
Smaller
some new
crowd
names.
though, but
That's
still
okay.
kept it pretty busy. And
Yeah,
you
enjoyed
still
it.
talked
a lot of questions, a lot of different stuff, a lot of off-topic stuff.
Is Tim still here? He
Oh,
is.
crap.
Tim's still here.
Oh, you may go get it?
Isn't it closer?
I know where it's at, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, Dom D said the gentle leader is the snout thing. Yeah, we wanted to try the chest one first. That's what everybody said, the chest one, and then a lot of people use the snout one, but I would rather not have to use that one. All right, before we go, we have to talk about what
You
Tim
have to talk about
sent us.
fountain pens. Yeah. We'll probably do a video on this too, because I don't typically buy this stuff. This is a Mahjong Moon Man.
It's so cool.
Fountain pen. It's really, really neat.
Very pretty.
It's very pretty. I've got some shimmery purple ink in there. And it came with 3 nibs, which is really neat.
You're going to have to put your hand behind it or something. Yeah, you can see it a little bit. It's
yeah, it's super cool. And this has got a fude nib on it, which is where instead of the nib going down like this and having the ball on the end, it goes like this and it hooks up the opposite direction, which is really weird, but it's really neat actually.
and fun to write with.
Yeah, and fun to write with. And it's an eyedropper, so there's no converter or no cartridge in here. You just fill this up with, I use a syringe. And then he bought us this little
He's so
crab.
Cute.
It's a little crab fountain pen holder. So it sits on the desk on a crab.
Yeah,
it's
so cute.
So super cool. So we have it on our counter actually right now. So I wanted to say thanks to Tim he basically bought it on Amazon and had it shipped here. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, Tim, for your
And
gift.
I think you're right. That is a great pen. It writes
It's really
good.
neat. Yeah, it's really neat. I would have never thought to buy it, and I would have never thought to try
That nib.
and it's neat.
Yeah.
It's a weird. It makes you, I don't know, it makes you approach the paper differently. It's definitely interesting. Yeah, super cool. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Very much for the gift. And I appreciate that a lot. Cool.
Well, nothing came in since we were talking, so I guess
All right.
everybody's winding down.
That's it. Thanks a lot, man. We'll see you all next week.